Welcome to the H-Files 5 in 5. This is the feature where we're going to be serving up the juiciest morsels of wisdom from the H-Files. I'll be endeavouring to do 5 key takeaways in 5 minutes, hence 5 in 5. So this is perfect for when you want all the insights, but you only have time for the highlights. So sit back, relax, and let us deliver the best bits, no fluff, all flavour. So today, 5 practical lessons from my chat with Abdul Hameed on how medical affairs helps translate science into patient impact. So 5 insights, 5 actions, 5 minutes, let's go. Takeaway number 1, medical affairs is the scientific bridge and it's not sales prevention. Great medical affairs spans the whole product life cycle from preclinical to years post-launch, keeping scientific exchange ethical and non-promotional while partnering with commercial. Credibility is the currency because credibility plus actionable insights equals impact. So action point here is publish a one-pager on how we work between medical and commercial, who leads what, how questions are routed, and the pre-delivery checklist, looking at balanced evidence, references, transparency. And you really want to measure the success by 100% of all your external activities using the checklist, and then there's 0 promotional crossover. Takeaway number 2, measure impact by insight and influence, not the number of counting calls. Volume isn't value. High quality insights should change plans. It should show up in publications, you should get real world evidence, and it should show up in payer submissions, and also trigger more inbound invites to partner. So don't just collect insights, close the loop into actions. And an action point now I want you to take this week, stand up a shared insight. Create an action log so that each quarter you want to convert 3 or more insights into 3 actions and review outcomes at your planning meetings. And the success metric here is track 1 visible output, whether that's a material change, it's a study proposal, or payer language, and track that per action. So takeaway number 3, close adoption gaps with pragmatic real-world evidence, because randomized trials aren't always feasible. Small subgroups, rare markers, real-life complexity, pragmatic real-world evidence, well-designed, answers clinically meaningful questions and often moves practice. Because if you can't run a big trial, run a sensible study. Make it pragmatic but robust. And the action point here is draft a 1-page 90-day outcomes audit. Population, data points, clinical outcomes, and privacy and ethics checks. The success metric is an approved protocol and 1 interim analysis by day 90. Takeaway number 4, bring the patient voice in early. Design with patients, not just for them. Patient-reported outcomes, journey friction points, and consent-first engagement make medicine safer, more usable, and more likely to be adopted. Because when the patient speaks, the room listens. The action point here is create a micro-patient voice panel, 3 to 5 people, to review 1 live study or educational asset and propose 2 measurable improvements. And the success metric here would be to add 2 patient-reported questions or journey fixes before the next release. Record consent and privacy steps, as always. And then takeaway number 5, move at the speed of change. Use AI, but with guardrails. Standards are shifting fast. Use artificial intelligence to speed literature monitoring, first draft medical info responses, and compliance checks, then validate with humans. AI should accelerate the work, not the mistakes. So the action point here is run a 30-day AI pilot on 2 use cases. A, literature summaries, and then B, draft responses. So the success metric should be a 50% faster turnaround versus the baseline and 0 scientific errors after human medical review. Adopt a validation test checklist, which looks at sources, citation, bias checks, and human sign-off. So there you have it. Here's a rapid recap. Bridge, don't block, working commercial with medical affairs. Measure the insights, not the activity. Use pragmatic real-world evidence. Put patients in the room and then let AI help, but then verify. What I would suggest is pick 1 action now and define the metric. Thank you very much for tuning in to 5 in 5. If you enjoyed this episode, then share it with someone who could use these insights and also direct them to the full episode. Don't forget to subscribe and join me next time for more practical wisdom in just 5 minutes. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep making an impact.